Hi Taurus, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. I hope you're all doing very well. Nice to be here with you guys today. Let's find out what Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, having enveloped us in their beautiful angelic wings, what message do they have for Taurus today? We have the Wheel of Fortune and Sun. I don't think you could have two better cards. Wow. 10 and 19. Wheel of Fortune and Sun. Let me just read these here. Dorothy said nothing. It's the Wizard of Oz deck. Oz had not kept the promise he made her, but he had done his best. So she forgave him, and as she said, he was a good man, even if he was even if he was a bad wizard. So it is time for a new direction. So ending a cycle, having a new cycle begun. You're on a new cycle that's all about sun. The sun shone bright and the birds sang sweetly, and Dorothy did not feel nearly so bad as you might think a little girl would who had been suddenly whisked away from her own country and set down in the midst of a strange land, which is good fortune. It says good fortune, which is really weird because this is a good fortune card too. So lots of good fortune, Taurus. Wow. Afoot. Lots of good fortune afoot with the new cycle. Let's get some clarification. Archangel Michael, please clarify these two wonderful cards for Taurus. Oh, the Five of Pentacles. Then in a time of drought, it seems that you've been experiencing a time of drought. You know, lack. Hang on. Yes, I do have my microphone on. Sorry, I had to check. A time of drought, just of unfortunate circumstances with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is that energy of feeling like you are just in a bad way, feeling lack, like not having the resources you need. You know, this one here is on crutches, and this one's leading the way, but she's got tattered clothing, but at least she's got somebody. They both have somebody, even though if they're on the outside. You know, where this kind of seems like a church with the stained glass windows, church on the inside, which is protection, right? And they're on the outside of that, so not feeling very secure and safe. Could be financial worries too. All right, let's get a Lenormand for Taurus, please, to go along with this beautiful reading. Things are shaping up for you, Taurus. Ha! Courtship. Wow. Number 4. That's, you know, that's stability. Courtship is stability. Number 4 is stability. It's foundational. Yes. New cycle. Building a new foundation through a meeting with someone, like a courting, becoming familiar with someone, or just becoming familiar with just the changes in your life that are taking place, whether it's a relationship, romantic or not. Let's get a card from the Wisdom of Oracle. Call up Aaron Reed. Flexible. Card 19, which is 10, adds up to 10, 1 and 9, which is a 1. That's new beginning. So it is all sunshine and rainbows for you, going forward, being able to secure security, protection, safety, good fortune. Just the little tiny bit of advice from the divine is just to remain flexible. Don't expect, in other words, you don't want to start expecting things to show up in a particular way. Anything specific, just be open and go with the flow. Be flexible, bend to what shows up. And she's bending. Very acrobatic. Okay, tarot. Let's get the tea from tarot. It's the first card. Okay. We have Nine of Swords. So, could be spiritual downloads, or it's just been something that's been, you know, heavy burden on your mind. It has been like this Five of Pentacles situation, circumstances in your life. It could be Taurus, it could just be life in general for you, or it could be something specific. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe a whole pile of bills showed up one time. You had to dig into your savings, and now you don't have your savings. King of Biscuits, King of Pentacles. This could be the courtship. Let's see. Temperance. A time of balance, a time of peace, a time of healing. Which is all this, you know, new cycle moving forward and good fortune. Yeah. Seems like the angels are on the path with you, helping you to stop and smell the daffodils, watch the sunrise, and have a bit of tea. Pardon me, that's my cat playing in the background. Oh, you see? Ace of Teacups is Ace of Cups. He says, I'm not just a cat. I am fuddy. I'm not just a cat. Yeah, he let me know that. Okay. And then the Six of Wands. Ace of Cups, Six of Wands. New beginning, big love, self-love. The Devil. A little bit of possibly having been feeling, what came to me there? Feeling tied down to, feeling anchored to, like a ball and chain. Feeling, well, it's been like, we say toxic all the time, and surely it is toxic, the energy of the devil. But it just could also mean that you have been tempted to stay inflexible. You've been tempted to have things go a certain way. In other words, you've been tempted to go the path that you are, perhaps Taurus, that you were wanting it to be this path, this certain way, with these certain people, this certain whatever. Could be a type of job or career that you felt was best for you because it was it had a good pay, you know, good salary, good wages, but it was mundane work or just very dissatisfying work. Or you decided you were going to be in a relationship with someone who really was not a good fit for you, but there were reasons why you wanted to be in that relationship. You know, just these attachments, right? Of being so specific about something that we're adamant that things have got to be a certain way, and not allowing yourself to go with the flow. Let's see here. Nine of Candles, the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands. near future, at the back of the deck is the King of Swords. Ace candles, or wands, the Fool. There is the there's the Four of Pentacles, and then a Page of Pentacles. And standing your own ground with the Seven of Wands and the Lovers here with the Three of Wands. All right, we'll just put these on the peripheral. So we have got, just let me have a look at this to be introspective for a moment. Seems to me, what I'm getting from this is that this person this energy here, the King of Pentacles, was somebody that you were in a relationship with, committed to. Yeah. You're in a committed relationship with the King of Pentacles. Now, this could be a woman, of course, right? It's just an energy of what a King of Pentacles of qualities are. Somebody who is a hard worker, you know, quite well-to-do in the sense that they're intelligent, and they have built something for themselves. You know, they have moved up in the world, kind of thing. Materially, financially, personality-wise, could just be character, that sort of thing that has improved over the years, so that they have become quite respected by the community, or by the people in their career sphere. Yeah, a hard worker, and someone who really wants to commit. They are a committer, a true committer, and usually good looking. You know, King of Pentacles, fairly good looking. You know, the King of Wands definitely is, but King of Pentacles is somebody who is very, just because of the worldly focus of being quite successful on this material plane, they are quite attractive. Like they have that energy to attract people to them, because they're winners, you know, they're winners, and they put off that vibe. And this person you've been in a relationship with, you know, you're going to be in the energy of the Queen of something, going, you know, into the Queen of Wands energy here. So you might be the Queen of Pentacles, in the Queen of Pentacles energy right now. But it's been troubling. This relationship has been troubling for you. Challenging, troubling you in your emotions, troubling you. And but there was a time where it felt really, really good. Like you just felt like the two of you would overcome and conquer the world, kind of thing, together. Overcome and conquer the world together. Become that power couple, you know, in your own right, in whatever, to whatever degree, you know, it's all relative, right? Because it was like you were feeling that you were on the right path with this person, that they were maybe perhaps like a soulmate to you. With the Temperance energy, the angels were helping you. But things went astray here. For one reason or another, it may not be like the King of Pentacles did anything. It's just that there has been maybe there's been too much focus on success and victory, you know, too much focus on success and victory, that there might have been a lot of the ego was coming out, and the ego was becoming, you know, if someone's getting to become very popular or well respected, they might just like monopolize on the masses or the community kind of worshiping them, right? Like, for example, it could be something like your family just loves your husband or your wife, whoever is in the King of Pentacles. They just adore your husband and wife, or wife. And if you're married, or your partner, whatever, they adore them. They see them as being great for you, and it is you couldn't go wrong, and you're lucky to have him. And of course they'll say, of course he's lucky to have you, and that they really like them. They like their character, they like their personality, they like their seeming integrity, you know, to do good, to have good intentions for you and anything else that they focus on, they put their attention towards. That is the example where your family might just be maybe even more in love with your partner than you might be, or at least as much, right? That they would never want to see the two of you break up, because they think that the two of you are really quite a good pair, good pairing. So it's all been like really good. It's been a great era, I should say, not error, era for you, where there's been a lot of love and admiration, and you feeling good about yourself, you feeling good about your relationship, you feeling good about life in general. But then ego, because, you know, when we put people on a pedestal, some people just can't handle it, the admiration in a very integral way, like to take it as being humbly taking it, receiving it humbly, but knowing that someone might say you're an angel, and you would then think, well, that's really lovely of them to say, but I'm not an angel, but I do try to be as positive, caring, and as good as I possibly can. My intentions are good intentions, right? And that's where people would say it and then sum it up as you're an angel. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about your person, right? That they may have started to believe in all the accolades, that they were being put on a pedestal and they couldn't do anything wrong, kind of thing. And therefore, if they couldn't do anything wrong, it must mean other people do things wrong. Otherwise, we'd all be on a pedestal. So that's where things start going south, kind of thing. And then the Nine of Wands energy, and you wanting to move on from that. So there's something about your person who has good intentions, but somehow they've made it life, like all of this, more about them, and kind of have forgot to acknowledge and appreciate your role in the life you have with them. That they might be overlooking because they're so bedazzled by their own glitter, you know, the glitter in their eyes. They're so bedazzled by it, and the glitter in their eyes is from other people. Thinking, well, like your best friends, even your very best girlfriend or guy friend, would probably say they're perfect, you know, they're a great person. Why would you, you know, this, that, and the other thing? And they might even question you, like, what's wrong? Like they just seem like a really great person. nice guy or nice girl, woman, but you know different. You know that they're not bad, but it's kind of like they're getting full of themselves, and other people aren't necessarily seeing it your way. Even when you try to describe it to your best friend, who would normally support you, back you up in that, and see how you're seeing things, they're not necessarily seeing it, because your person is so good at bedazzling everybody, you know, pulling the wool over their eyes kind of thing, coming out as though they're this great person, you know, they're a great husband or wife or partner, whatever, great father or mother, whatever gender this King of Pentacles is in, that they're all like, they shine, and you know, there's nothing, they don't do anything wrong. And when they go socially out and all this sort of stuff, they put a lot of attention on the other person, you know. When they're having a conversation with someone, oh yes, so nice to meet you, kind of thing. Yeah, I heard from my friend that you were da 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 da. They're talking to somebody, right? Da 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 da. I'd sure like to know more about that. Tell me more about what it is that you do, you know. And that the person that they're talking to is feeling like that your person is bedazzled by them. But it's always going to lead to, after they've asked the other person to tell them more about what they do, you know, it's going to turn around to them afterwards. Like the person's going to say, yeah, you know, it's been a really good past decade for work and finances and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, tell me what is it that you do? And then, well, now they get to kind of boast, right? Boast. So maybe it is like a point where you feel like they're not in the enough energy of being transparent and humble, like being like down to earth, because they're supposed to be down to earth. King of Pentacles energy, they're not down to earth enough to the point where they can see the error of their own ways, that they're not perfect. You want them to be able to see their flaws, because everybody's got flaws. It doesn't matter who they are. Prince William has many flaws, right? So I don't know what they are, but I can just assume, because he is a human being. So everyone has flaws. So you are in the energy of being got to the point, Taurus, where you're in the energy of, you know, like you just start to become annoyed and frustrated when you're not being acknowledged for your role in your life together, as it is a success. You're a successful couple together. You have a good life, got a good home, you know, got all this sort of stuff going on in your life, that you know, 50% of everything, or everything that you have, at least 50% of the effort to put into that has come from you. And this person maybe is not acknowledging that, and feels like maybe has of the mind, you know, the arrogance, the mind of saying you're just riding on their coattails. They might say, be thinking something like that. Not saying that they do, but in any case, it's feeling like you're being boxed in and not living the life of being seen as an equal, not, and I don't mean gender-wise, but, and it could be, but you're feeling as though you're kind of like hemmed in because you're riding on his coattails, right? In his or her minds. You're riding on their coattails. So you're hemmed in on their coattail, right? You're hemmed into a specific role, a specific persona, that kind of thing, where you're just there to bolster them up, you know, to raise them up to that pedestal level, right? And you know, they're riding through there, feeling pretty through the community. Everybody's yaying them, praising them, cheering and clapping, and they forgot that you're on the horse too, behind them, or maybe you're in front of them, but nobody sees you. I can't see you. I can't see you there. This is just a metaphor, right? I can't see you there. You should be there. And you are there. You are there. You're there or you're here. Either way, I still can't see you, because this person is like holding up that candle, right? This person is making sure it's all about them, is what I'm saying. And of course, that's you feeling as though you've been hemmed in and very kind of invisible, at least to your partner, invisible to enough. And even like that example of your family, just you know, worshiping the ground that your person walks on, you might be feeling invisible to them, and you might just be having a little bit too much of that kind of thing, and it can turn you sour. It can turn you to the point where you start standing up and saying, getting a little rigid, you know, a little rigid, saying, what is the matter with you people? I'm here too, you know, I help with this, I'm help make him that, her that, whatever. I did this, that, and the other thing, you know, that's not just about them, you know, there's me too, I'm here, you know, getting angry, and so you should, angry, or at least frustrated, and, you know, just like, the anxiety about that, Taurus. So you want to, it's like become a heavy burden for you, but you know that you're worthy of moving forward, moving on, moving forward in your great energy as the Queen of Wands, right? And leaving this one behind, because there is someone else that is going to attract you, or you're going to be attracted to them. The two of you are going to, you know, meet up and start to get to know each other. And as you get to know this person, you're going to realize that there's so much more. They're very intelligent, highly intelligent and intuitive, but they are the type of energy that says, this is the truth. This is how it is. It's like black and white. This is how it is. It's either this or it's that. You know, there's no in between that says, you know, I'm going to be, if you like me, it must mean because I'm worthy of being liked. If you want to be with me, it must be because I'm worthy of being with. And then they would turn around and say, well, if you see me as being worthy to be with, then it means that I see you as being worthy to be with. See, it's like it's black or white. It's like either we're worthy and we like each other and there's a reason for it, or we're just not compatible, kind of thing. And they're going to, it's like speaking the truth. It's seeking the truth, speaking the truth. It's not about being, for the King of Swords, it's not about being on showmanship, right? It's not about that for the King of Swords. King of Swords, they're seeking the truth. And this kind of stuff here is, you know, it's all relative, right? But it's perspective. It's how people see you through their rose-colored lenses, their glasses. That if all they had to do, they could change the way they see you so easily if they were to actually put on a different set of lenses, right? Well, that's not black and white enough for the King of Swords. The King of Swords is like, if you're going to perceive me at all, perceive me as being, perceive me as being who I believe is my truth, what I believe is to be my truth. Perceive me as that. Don't perceive me according to your truth, perceive me according to my truth. Okay, and then this one stands up, it's righteous, you know, stands up tall. Not righteous in the way that, you know, we sometimes use that word, but they stand up tall, saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it, and I'm standing in my complete truth. I'm not standing in a little bit of my truth or maybe 98% of my truth. I'm 100% in my truth. I'm transparent. What you see is what you get. And that is just going to turn you on. It's going to turn you on. You're going to be so enamored by this person because you've been looking at a big pile of BS for a while and trying to get yourself around it, around the BS, because this is the pile of BS right here. And you're trying, you know, you're either behind or in front of it, but I would say in this case you'd likely be behind him, her or him. You'd be trying to be seen, trying to be appreciated, trying to be acknowledged, you know, by anyone, family, anyone that knows both you and your person. This person here, they're going to stand there and they're going to quietly allow someone to notice them. And then, of course, you're going to be the one going, this is so-and-so, my new partner, blah, 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 blah. You're going to be pointing the attention on them. They're okay with that, but they don't want any, you know, they don't want any frills. They don't want to be any fuss over them. Just, hi, it's nice to meet you. And they may not even engage in much conversation. It might be just something real simple like, with the person you met. So how long have you known my girlfriend, which would be you, or guy friend, which would be you? How long you've known each other? And the person will answer and they go, oh, well, that's good, that's nice. So you knew each other at work. Oh, that's very interesting. And then that's about it, you know. They're not into finding out what your friends or family or anything like that emotionally think about this, that, and the other thing. Politics, religion, that's all too messy for a King of Swords. Too messy. It's not something that they're interested in. They're interested in law, yes, but they're not interested in all the drama. Okay, so you're going to be highly attracted to this person, and you being the Queen of Wands. You're the life of the party. A lot of people know you. See, that's the thing. You're turning into the Queen of Wands from making a decision to move on. You're letting the burden go, you know, moving on from that. Because you're turning into the Queen of Wands because you're becoming attractive because you're deciding to come out from the shadows, out from behind your person who's so big in personality, ego, that people hardly even noticed you. Now you're coming out and people are noticing you, and you're very appealing person. You are strong-willed, and you have the desire to conquer. You know, you have the desire to become all that too. You have the wherewithal, you have the ability, you have the character to be all that as well. And it's just a matter of you remembering to stay flexible, though, because your person right here, again, they're kind of like black and white, and they don't want all the mess of emotions and drama. So go for it. Be your Queen of Wands self, your conquering self, but conquer through flexibility. Conquer your desires through flexibility, your goals, whatever you're reaching for, whatever you're moving towards, whatever you're going after. Conquer through flexibility. Being flexible. And the Ace of Wands is like you're on fire, like the sense that you are highly attracted to this person. You are seeing what the way to live your life now is, that you don't have the mountain in front of you. You don't have the mountain in front of you obscuring your life, your vision. you are able to now have this new path where your desires matter and you're going to shine. You're going to shine, living your life because you have this, you're motivated now. Because you don't have someone that you have to try and get around. It might have been very, very tiring to be able to be seen from behind your person who is standing there like, you know, the god Thor or something, you know. So you know you're going happily along, you know, using the faith to move forward, taking risks, and remembering that there is so much more for you about yourself to hang on to, that you have a lot to offer, and that's what you're going to be doing, offering and standing your ground with this person here. And they become the energy. You two together have stepped into the energy of the lovers. That is the outcome, the near future outcome for the two of you. Okay, so yeah, you're taking a risk by getting out from the shadow of the mountain here, so that you can stand in your own power right here, that you are someone who is worthy of being acknowledged, worthy of being, let's say, like, because, you know, wands is about warriors, right? Worthy of being knighted, worthy of being awarded. You know how you go through work, maybe you've worked for 10 years, 20 years, whatever, at the same company, and they give you a thing, you know, celebrate your 20 years, and they give you an award or some kind of gift. Yeah, and that's what you. She's got her wand here, which is the sunflower with the crown on. She is you will be being seen, definitely be seen with the Queen of Wands. You can't help but see the Queen of Wands because she stands out. I mean, she literally is the life of the party. She's the one that all eyes are on, being admired and, you know, maybe even drooled on, you know, by suitors and stuff like that. Just somebody who is highly attractive to the masses. So you're going to become very, very self-assured, and knowing that with the right person on your flank kind of thing, you'll be walking in the light of living life as someone who deserves to be seen and enjoying your life, you know. La 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 la, oh, I am just having a great day, I think I just might stroll over this way. Yeah, taking a leap of faith and holding on to your best qualities, for sure. Your best qualities that is on offer to anyone, that you're going to be standing your ground and saying, look, my person and I, we are a very good match. We are a good match for each other. They see me for how I want to be seen. They see me for how I believe I should be seen. I feel this is who I am. They see me that way because they show themselves, it's transparent, right? They show themselves as who they are. They truly are. There's no pretense with the King of Swords. No pretense. You're just, they are what you, like they said, you get what you get. This is what you get. You see, you know, this is what you get. You see it, this is what you get. I am not hiding anything. I am upfront and transparent. So, my darling Taurus, you are definitely, you know, that ship's going to come in, and this here, stuff here, your time for a new direction and good fortune. This is what it's about, but always to remain flexible. Being with this person has kind of got you wound up, okay? Because it's not just all about them. You have a part to play in it. You realize that, and it started to make you feel anxious and like, ugh. So starting to maybe get rigid and not, you know, I mean, the point is that it could have been it could have been not the downfall. It would have been the tower that brought the relationship down, because they need you to be flexible, practically invisible, in order for them to be high on their horse, right? So you were like, you're kicking and screaming now. You're kicking and screaming and saying, and this is good. I'm not, you know, there's no judgment. I'm not saying it's not good. You're kicking and screaming and saying, look, life isn't just about what you've done, what you accomplished, this, that, and the other thing. I'm here too, right? I'm here too. And so you have to go through this journey, and in order for you to move on from having that huge obstacle on your path to get around, you have to find a way to soften, to become flexible again. Open your heart up and be someone who's willing to see the truth, willing to see, you know, what you see is what you get. Be willing to be someone, to be who you are, so that you're shining, you're in your own right, you're shining in your own right, which attracts this one. Because you're shining in your own right, you're shining in your truth, right? And that attracts someone who's all about the truth. So I hope this was helpful. That was a rather long one, and I hope you watched it all the way through. And if so, thanks for watching. Bye for now.